So sometimes people ask, or often, particularly therapists who are new to these ideas will ask, well, if you don't know, then how do you know which questions to ask? Because most people are trained, and I certainly was early on, trained from a psychodynamic perspective, that you come into the therapy room with your toolbox full of questions, either specific questions or type of questions that you should ask. And certainly in the family therapy field, it's been very popular to kind of have typologies of questions. And so we say, well, we don't know. How in the world could we know what to ask another person before they start speaking and before they say something that we can be curious about? So Harry and I began to talk about and write about what we named conversational questions, not referring to a particular type or kind of question, but a question that's informed by the conversation itself, by the story that you're listening to. That if you really are trying to pay attention to the story a person's telling, you're really interested in learning about it, you listen to it differently and you ask different kinds of questions than you would if you think you know already the story to be told, and certainly if you think you know the story to be retold and what the more correct or proper or relevant or useful ending or resolution of the story. New ending, I guess I should say. New beginning of the story should be. So not knowing has a lot to do with questions and what you're curious about. I would also think in terms of questions not being asked to be answered, but that questions are posed as a way of participating in the conversation. And how can your questions be close to, you can grow with the responses that you're receiving from the other person, and how can you always pay careful attention to their responses to you.